Hello everybody, welcome back to Beyond the Beat. My name is Dave McKenzie, and today I'm going to dive into a very nice pop tune. It's really a folk song by Harry Styles called Cherry. And what it is, it's a classic Travis picking tune. So it's your thumb is doing the bass line quite nicely, just sort of thumping away. And then your fingers play the melody. So that's how it's played. So I'm just going to go over some of the basics of how that's done, and we're going to warm up actually before we dive right into the song with a little scale. So I've got the capo on fret 7. So just put your capo on fret 7, make sure that the guitar is in tune nicely before you do so, and then hang on here. I'm just going to hit play on our metronome channel here. So this is not the tempo of the song. Just this is 65 beats per minute. If you want to practice with an online metronome, the Beyond the Beat YouTube channel has a whole bunch in the playlist section under metronome. So you can use that. It's free. So what I'd like you to do is, once your capo's on fret 7, what I want you to do is we're gonna play up this major scale position. All right. Now, normally, if the capo was off, this would be a C major scale position in the first position. Now, the C major scale has 7 modes, so we're not going to get into the modes right now. But all of the notes that belong to the key of C are in the first 3 frets here. We're going to look at. So we're going to play open E, first fret on that string, 3rd fret, and then open A, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, open D, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, open G, 2nd fret, open B string, 1st fret, 3rd fret, open E, it's the high E, 1st fret, and then 3rd fret. And you can go back down. 3rd, 1st, open, 3rd on the B string, 1st, open, 2nd on the G string, open, 3rd on the D, 2nd on the D, open, 3rd on the A, 2nd on the A, open, 3rd on the low E, 1st on the low E, open. Now I'm just playing with my thumb, which is a great place to start. You can also play with your fingers. It's a wonderful warm-up for your right hand. And you can even play 8th notes here. Now make sure that you're alternating with your index and middle finger here on your right hand, and also make sure that you're playing with your fingertips on your left hand. I should note that when we have the capo on, this is not the E string or the A string. This is actually on the 7th fret. This is B, and on the A string, and this is E. So the key has changed because of the capo. But for simplicity's sake, and just for understanding, I'm going to refer to these notes wrong. All right. So I'm just going to sort of think about it as though there's no capo, so that it's not too confusing, because guitars can get a little confusing when there's a capo on. So the next thing that you can do to practice, and at any point, if there's something that you struggle with, and if I'm moving too quickly, stop the video and just keep on going over that one little section until you have it. If you don't have the scale down, don't try these different fingerstyle techniques until the scale's down. So you can also do another nice way to play the scale is alternating between your thumb and your index finger. So you can actually go. I listen to the metronome. Thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index. right? You can go faster. You can work as triplets. Sixteens. You could do all sorts of groupings. You could even do you could go up in thirds, which is really nice. This is a great practice strategy. I'll start again on the way down. Wow. All right, so that's getting a little advanced. You can also do that with all of your fingers in different ways. You can play with your middle and your third finger, so M and A, technically, if you're labeling the fingers. So you could play, and then really try to adhere to strict alternation. What that means is, when you're using these fingers, don't use one finger twice. So you may have to actually say it out loud. M, A, 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 M. All right, and then back down. And don't get discouraged if it takes a long time to learn these skills. It's very normal. It just takes a long time to develop that. But what you're doing is you're giving your fingers an acute sense of where the strings are, where your right hand is, and you're just developing independence in those fingers, and you're also growing with your ability to play with your right hand, your left hand, and just play cleanly on the guitar. Always go for the very best tone that you can possibly get when you're playing. Okay, so just make sure that you try to just fret the notes just beautifully and just make everything crisp so that it just sounds great. So I'm going to play through the song one more time at this tempo, and then I'm going to stop the metronome and teach it. So. Again. So I had a little bit of trouble there, which is fine. That happens sometimes. So what's happening? All right. So we've got 3 chords that you need to play. All right. We've got your C chord shape, which is really a beautiful shape on the guitar. It's sometimes a bit of a stretch, but with the capo on fret 7, it makes it much more manageable. So we play the 3rd fret on your A string. All right. With your 3rd finger, my ring finger, and then your 2nd fret on your D string with your 2nd finger, and then you play an open G, And it's very important to go through these notes one at a time to make sure that you're fretting all the notes correctly and you're not muffling any of the strings. And then you play the first fret on your B string. All right, and you play your open high E. And if you go, and when you strum, or when you pluck through or do this sort of sweeping arpeggio, just rake through all the strings one at a time from the A string down. Okay, there's 5 strings there, and it should sound clearly, just as clear as day. Now, your pinky, well, let's not talk about the melody just yet. Let's, first of all, we're going to learn the bass picking, Travis picking part, okay? It's quite nice. So your thumb on the C chord shape, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So what's happening is those are eighth notes. And the thumb is playing the downbeats on the bass note, right? Which is, it's actually a G note, but we'll call it C because it's the C chord or whatever, right? Shape. So we're going to go, and then it's counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now after the third beat of that second measure, you do a little descending bass line. So your second finger comes down on the second fret of the A string on beat 4, 4, and then you hit open D and then that sends you into your A minor chord. So you make that shape with your left hand. And the way you play that chord is you put your second finger on the D string, on the second fret. Your third finger goes right under it, squishes right under it, and hits that G string on the second fret. And your index finger plays the B string on the first fret. And then you hit an open E on the high E string. All right? And it should sound crisp, just so crisp. And then F major. Luckily, you don't have to bar your, that hurts sometimes a bit. So you get to leave that string open for this one. So you put your third finger on the D string on the third fret, second finger on the G string on the second fret, and your first finger on the B string on the first fret, and it should sound like this. And then it's back to C. So those 3 chords create a lot of magic in this song. So what we do is the first chord, C, it goes for 2 measures, all right? So I'm going to count it out for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now and that little bass line comes down on beat 4, right? 4 and now it's A minor for 2 measures, and you're just alternating between the A string and the D string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you switch to your F major, and now your thumb has to play the D string and the G string here. So it makes a little bit of an adjustment, and then you play that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you go back to C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now don't make the mistake of going down to A minor here after you've done that passage of C. What's confusing in this song is it goes C major for 2 measures, A minor for 2 measures, F major 7 for 2 measures, and then C major for 2 measures. Now after you've done that last C major, you start again on the first C major, so it's like a perfect 8 measure pattern, okay? So you have to remember that, okay, when you get, so that you don't cut out 2 measures of the song and wonder why you can't play along with the song or something like that. Once this becomes comfortable, you absolutely should play along with the song, okay? It's going to be really fun. You just get your thumb going, and you can sort of sing along with it and just sort of feel like you're part of the band. This is in the right key, so it should work. Okay? It starts again, C, right? 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's just really quite a bit of fun. That's the bass line for the song. So you You can try playing along with the recording. It's a little faster than what I'm playing here. I'm just sort of breaking it down. It might seem very fast, but if you stick with this, you really will get it, and it's a great song to play. Now, the melody is just superb, all right? So the melody goes, so your pinky, you should follow the fingers that I suggest here, because when you're playing the song, you're going to want to have practice with those fingers. So use your pinky to fret the 3rd fret of the high E string, and you pluck that with your ring finger of your right hand, okay, your 3rd finger. And then you hit it again, and then open, and then 3rd fret on the B string, and then open E, and then 1st fret on the C string, and then open E. And that's the melody. That just repeats over and over again. Amazingly, that's what happens. So it's just the melody sounds different when it's played over different chords. So I'll show you. Right? So pretty. So all that's happening there is 3rd fret on the E string, and you hit it again, and then open E, and then you hit it again, and then 3rd fret on the B string, and then you hit the open E, and then 1st fret on the B string, and then the open E. And that just goes over it. And then you could also do, like, you can finger pick it your own way. I always try to make these things my own, like a... I mean, I really want you to understand the concept, right? So if you understand the concept of what's going on, and you can play your bass line, right? You can sort of embellish things. And it's just a dainty little riff, right? It's just like the prettiest thing in the world. And then what you can do, it's really reminiscent of Elizabeth Cotton's Freight Train, which I've taught and which I adore and I teach to my students because it's just so cool. So Freight Train is this. That was a weird hybrid of the two tunes right there. Maybe we've got a new song on the go. On a side note, if you've got a friend that you play guitar with that you sort of perform with or you want to do this tune with, it's very cool because what you can do is you can take the capo off, all right? And then the song can also be played in the open position. So a second guitar can be harmonized with the tune and you can play the song and check it out. So the chords are different, but just listen. Right? And that's just so cool. You can imagine how good that would sound with the two guitars playing those two parts. I'm not going to teach the second part. I want to just leave it at that. I don't think it's necessary. If you want me to teach you the second part, if you find this video and you really need it, just leave a comment and I'll definitely do the video for it. It would take no time at all. All right, so that's how you play the song. There's some spots in the song where sort of it stops and the music sort of fades out. It's very much sort of ethereal folk music with like layered guitars it's kind of this magical sort of dreamlike lullaby vibe. So really play it from the heart and really aim to make every note sound as sweet as humanly possible when you pick this thing. And you really, the more you listen to it and you care for the crispness and the beauty of every note that you're playing and every bass note that your thumb does, the listener will just be drawn right into your magic. So the song itself is built to captivate our hearts. And if you put the time into this little ditty, you're definitely going to be able to win a lot of love with this song. So it's a very beautiful tune, and I'm happy to have taught it. Guys, if you dig this channel, subscribe to the channel. And if you leave comments, you can win this amazing Airline guitar. I forgot to mention it. We've got a little a giveaway going right now. It's a promo for the channel, so for Beyond the Beat. So leave comments. Every time you leave a comment, your name goes into a hat for a draw. All right, so if you just take part in our YouTube channel, basically, and each time you take part, it tips us off that you're watching and you're helping us grow, and we want to give this guitar away. It's a sweet guitar. It's valued at around $1,000, and let me just talk about it for a bit because it's such a beauty. This guitar is hollow, so you can play it in your room without bothering people. Check it out. So it sounds so good, and it's got P90 pickups. These pickups sound different than other pickups. They're old school single coil pickups. It's got this incredible bridge. It's a very aesthetically pleasing guitar, and I love it. The neck feels good. Lots of stuff feels great about this guitar. We're giving it away to promote our YouTube channel, but also just because it doesn't get played here as much as it should. And I really want you to have it. I want one of you lucky people to be drawn from the hat on February the 11th and win this guitar. So subscribe to the channel and do all that good stuff. Leave your comments, take part. You can be fair, right? Like if we're doing something that you'd like us to do better, then let us know. If you really like what we're doing, let us know. Like the videos and hit that bell, hit the notification bell so that you know when our videos come out. All right. So guys, have a great day. Keep picking and stay completely cool. Thanks for making it to the end of this stream. Peace.